Ice Trey Young showed the Utah Jazz why New York Knicks fans dislike him so much. Let's take a look at this spectacular play by Trey Young versus the Utah Jazz, shall we? The Hawks were up 121-118 in the fourth quarter. The Jazz inbounded the ball, and it was immediately deflected by Daniels. The Hawks nearly got the steal, but Colin Sexton came in and quickly recovered the ball. With 2.9 seconds left on the clock, Sexton went for a three to tie the game and scored. The crowd went wild. With 2.9 seconds left, the Hawks didn't have a timeout, but that didn't matter. Trey Young ran up the court, stopped at half court, and shot a three. He made it at the buzzer, shocking the Jazz and the entire crowd. And what was really cold was the fact that he waved goodbye to them after he hit the buzzer-beating game winner. Does that remind you of anyone? Jimmy Butler was suspended for 7 games for doing things that were detrimental to the team. According to reports, it wasn't just the post-game interview that he gave where he said,
"What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon."
Reports say that there were things leading up to that point that the Heat organization found detrimental to the team. Honestly, though, Jimmy's been the reason the Heat have had a chance in the playoffs and even made it to the finals in 2020. Although they lost to the Lakers, it was Jimmy who pushed the team as far as they got. Why not just let him go now? Hasn't he done enough? Do you think Jimmy should get his way to the team of his choice? Or do you think Pat Riley should send him wherever he wants to send him? Also, which team do you think Jimmy should go to? We all know who the greatest three-point shooter of all time is. I'm sure there's no debate there. But for the first time in his career, Steph Curry shot 100% from the three-point line. Steph went 8 for 8 from the three-point line and did not miss once. The only players that made more threes in a game without missing was Latrell Sprewell, Ben Gordon, and Jalen Brunson, who went 9 for 9 from 3. Steph said that if he had known 9 was the most threes made in a game by multiplayers without missing, he would have went for it. But don't worry, Dub Nation. Steph did say he would try again. Maybe next time he'll break the record and go 10 for 10 at the three-point line without missing. So they fired Mike Brown. Coaches always get fired, but this one hit a little differently, and here's why. Let's look at the last game Mike Brown coached before he was fired. With 3.1 seconds left on the clock, Jaden gets the ball in the corner and De'Aaron Fox fouls him at the three-point line. Here's what Mike Brown said after the game.
"I need to go back and watch the film to see exactly where Fox was, but there was no reason for there to be a hard closeout."
He called De'Aaron Fox out, but what he spoke was the truth. It was up to De'Aaron Fox to take responsibility for his mistake, but here's what he said.
What did you see on the final play?
It doesn't really matter. It's not gonna make anybody feel better, so.
Excuse me? Take a listen to De'Aaron Fox's response and reaction to the firing of head coach Mike Brown.
I found out a minute before everybody else did, so. You gotta keep moving.
And here's the most insulting part about his interview.
After that, the point I was normal. I went to sleep.
Wow. After that, he went to sleep. Is it just me, or has anyone else noticed that Stephen A. Smith has not yet said one word about the firing of Mike Brown? Did I miss something? Is there an interview or an episode of First Take that I missed where Stephen A. talks about how he felt regarding Mike Brown's firing? I know you might not care, and that is your right, but it's weird that First Take seems like it's going out of its way to discuss everything but that. Do you think something is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? Or do you just really not care? Either way, just asking. Clearly the Warriors have some things to figure out, like how to win again, consistently. It's not uncommon for NBA teams to go through a slump during an 82-game season. But no matter the game, the stats, the record, even on a bad shooting night, Steph Curry never ceases to amaze. He literally took on 4 defenders, passed one, crossed over, behind the back, shot over the last defender with one-handed floater, and made the shot at the buzzer. What's funny about this one is, not only did Steph surprise us, but from the looks of it, he surprised himself. Welp, it looks like LeBron James and the Lakers have done it again. For the second time in his career, D'Angelo Russell has been traded from the Los Angeles Lakers to the Brooklyn Nets. The Lakers will receive Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. D'Angelo Russell, Maxwell Lewis, and 3 of the Lakers' second-round draft picks will be going to the Brooklyn Nets. I don't see how this is going to stop the Laker bridge from falling down, but if you're a Lakers fan, let me know your thoughts on this trade. I can't imagine how D'Lo must be feeling right now to be traded twice, back and forth between the same 2 organizations. I'm exhausted just writing this one. Jaden Ivy had a very scary injury. Both the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic surrounded him in hopes that he would be all right. He was carried away on a stretcher. The fans and players from both teams were glad to see him get off the floor. It was a really scary moment. The crowd started to chant "Ivy, Ivy" as they lifted him up onto the stretcher. Prayers up for Jaden Ivy. He suffered a broken fibula and had surgery. He will be out for at least 1 month. He's been balling lately. He's the one who shot the game winner against the Kings and was fouled by De'Aaron Fox. It was after Jaden Ivey's game winner that Mike Brown was fired by Sacramento. But that's a different story. Get well soon, Jaden. Can we talk about this Draymond Green cursing out Buddy Hield situation for a minute? I don't know what Draymond is really thinking or feeling, but in my opinion, I don't think he was trying to be a leader when he cursed at Buddy, and here's why. Steph passes the ball to Buddy. Buddy attempts to pass it, but the defender deflects it. So then Draymond says to Buddy, "Hey, come on, man. Pass that." Buddy, being annoyed at the moment, especially since his shots weren't falling, told Draymond, "Okay, shut up." Watch Draymond's response to Buddy telling him to shut up, not Draymond's response to Buddy's bad pass or bad shooting. Right here, he is only responding to Buddy telling him to shut up. Here's what Draymond said. "Don't tell me to shut up." Stop right there. This has nothing to do with leadership. This moment is about Draymond being defensive because Buddy just told him to shut up. You can look at his face and see he was upset at Buddy for telling him to shut up. That had nothing to do with being a leader. Usually when we talk about Draymond Green, it's about a heated moment or something controversial. But Draymond has had a couple of hilarious moments in the NBA, like when he trolled Dylan Brooks after defeating the Grizzlies on Christmas Day. There was even a comedian who did such a good job impersonating Draymond that even Draymond laughed at himself. But recently, I came across a video of Draymond doing something, well, surprising, weird, and kind of funny.
3 fouls. Jared Jackson Jr. has 3 fouls. Draymond will take one of those fake activities. Just establish.
I can't tell why he was saying that to the ref. Maybe he was being sarcastic because he knew the refs would give the Grizzlies the foul call? What do you think? Either way, I thought this video was funny and surprising. For more NBA updates, watch this video.